What's going on, Paisanos? V here. Coming to you guys, well, with another market watch today. Before I begin, guys, I have a contest for this deck box. At the end of this video, we're going to choose a winner. Two things. One, you got to be from the United States. Two, you got to mention a deck you would put if you was to win this deck box. Once again, stay tuned for the end of the video. I'll go ahead and pick the winner. Let's get right into the market watch, though, because cards like Branded Fusion Ultimate Rare have been going down in value a lot. The card debuted roughly around $115. But if you look at the price, it's $40. The card perpetually keeps falling down, and it's going to continue. Despite the fact that Branded Chimera is one of the best decks in the game, it will continue to fall down in value because, let's be honest with you, who's going to pay this kind of money for this card? It's deck specific, it's only used for Branded Chimera players, and Branded Chimera players can only buy this card so many times. 3, that's it. They're not rebuying Branded Fusion Ultimate Red OTS on Pack 22. It makes no sense. Look at the rest of the OTS pack, though. Another card like Purely is going down even more. We'll talk about that later on in this video. But Triple Texas Thrust has only risen in value. TCG Players just went down for a second. I don't remember it. This card debuted roughly around $124, and it's currently at $138 right now on TCG Player. Now, this is for the Ultimate Rare. We'll talk about the Secret Rare in a minute. But listen, this card is used in every single deck. It makes sense that it would be so expensive, but this is kind of crazy expensive. Now, we also have another card I talked about the other day. It was called There Only Be One. Now, this card, okay, has a bunch of printings. An ultra rare, a super original print, extreme force, rares, common, all that jazz. The CR version of the Only One is still rising in value. The current value of this card is roughly around $95 with shipping. And of course it is. This is one of those cards, and we're almost in that meta where you can play cards like this going first or second and still get good results. Imagine playing against Flunderies and you bait them on the negate whenever they do it on your turn. You flip this card, the game's over. They lose. They can't do anything. And I feel like a lot of decks are just really having a hard time against deck will only be one. And now a lot of players are really prepping, especially in game one, for a card like this. This is a blowout. This is the anti-spell, the Sky Strikers, but with decks that have one type. And another deck that comes to mind is Unchained. I mean, Unchained get absolutely destroyed because there's one card on the field. This card is absolutely insane, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't be shocked if we start seeing this card show up on a lot more players' decks. Next is YuGiOh the Spader. So you are a combo player in what now is a mid-range format, or whatever you want to call it kind of format. This is one of the cards you're going to need if you want to play Dragon Link, which is a few combo decks still around. YuGiOh the Spader used to be worth like nothing. It used to be really cheap, and the current value of the card is roughly around $32 a copy. Only when printing outside with some access, you're going to need this card if you want to play combo. Alright, once again, looking at Triple Texas Thrust, even the Secret Rare has went up in value. It went down in value initially to as low as $65, and then $63, and then you can see over here, I mean, as of today, it's $90 a copy. The card went up from the last time we mentioned it in our last market watch, and the reason why is because every deck needs this card. Main or side, this is one of the cards you're going to need. It changes the entire side deck, by the way, because players that used to run 3 evenly matched, 3 D prison, don't need to do that anymore. You can just run 1 evenly matched, 1 D prison, 2 thrust, and you're gooch. Like, this card does a crazy amount of things, and for the most part, a lot of players, I don't think need 3, unless you're playing a deck like, well, it depends on the deck you're playing, I guess. Like Unchained, I think majority of them play 3, but a lot of players just play this card at 2, and especially in the side deck, and it is a lot. Alright, so why is Purely Ultimate Rare so cheap? I mean, it's $21. It lost so much value, and the reason why is probably because if you're buying Purely's, you're paying a good amount of money. I mean, Purely Pretty Memories, $16. Regular Purely, $16. My Friend Purely's, $15. That's not including the side deck or anything else. For the core itself at Purely's, it's going to cost you a good amount of cash. So if you're buying this, you better buy it all. And do you have time for an Ultimate Rare Purely? Purely? Not really. The card came out common inside with some access. Had this come out like a short printed ultra rare or even a secret rare, I think the ultimate rare would hold better value, but since it didn't, it's common, I think that really messed up Konami as far as valuation of this card. People are pulling OTS 20 Pack 22, and this is the one you don't want to pull. You want to pull that Triple Texas Thrust. Another thing that's really interesting is Rescue Ace Hydran. We know in the next set coming out, a lot of decks are going to get a huge boost, including Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace Hydran right now had a high of $54, but it's currently a little low. It's roughly around $49 with shipping from a verified seller. After that one's gone, the price starts hitting roughly around 54, 55, but for the most part, it's relatively inexpensive for Rescue Ace Hydrant. And the thing is, this is definitely the card that a lot of players are looking to either buy or sell. It's almost in a weird middle ground, because Rescue Ace is a good deck, and it's going to continue to be a good deck with the release of the next set. It's only the very few decks in the game that if you bought this deck core, you know you're good to go. Konami can't really hit anything, or would really not really hit anything in Rescue Ace. It doesn't make any sense. It's not like the OCG, where it's like a dominant deck. Then again, if you bought your Rescue Ace Hydras for dirt cheap, this is a great time to make good cash just for doing nothing. I mean, the card used to be roughly around $4. So if you bought it around $4 and you're not playing Rescue Ace, congratulations, you made $50 just for holding cards. Like, that is an insane turnaround on this card. And then we have Blackwing Armmaster. Why is it going down in value? The Starlight Rare, hard to get, Blast Legends, Crystal Revenge. This was the Starlight Rare for a lot of players. The price used to be $97, and now, as of this video, it's trying to hold on to $50, and it's trying to hold on to that value because of this. I talked about this in the past. I'm not going to go into it too deep, but these alternate Starlight Rares are really killing the value of Starlight Rares, as well as themselves, by the way, because this card debuted roughly around $11 on pre-sale, and it's roughly around $3 to $4 with shipping. So even this went down in value. I will say, though, I own this card. It looks really nice, and I bet you it looks just as good as a Starlight Rare if I owned that one as well, but there's no need to because I kind of got it already. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right. Then we have another card that I haven't talked about in a long while on this channel, and that card is Mistake. Like I said in the beginning of this video, Floodgate cards are almost coming back. The meta is almost slow enough to play some of these Floodgate cards. People are playing Draw and Lockbird, but why? Like, why would you not just play a permanent Draw and Lockbird? Or maybe put this card in your side deck, and if you go first in game 2 and 3, or 3, you flip up Mistake after you do your opening turn. You draw your cards, and then you go against your opponent, and you flip Mistake up, and you go, all right, have fun playing with this. Like, that might be the way to do it. And I'm not just saying it for, like, Brandon Kamara or whatever, but, like, there's so many other decks that if you get Mistake flipped up after they just went and searched their entire deck, you're in a world of hurt. This card says not a player can add cards from a deck to their hand except by drawing them. Originally coming out in Shadow Specters. It's roughly around $5 for the. So let me double check real quickly. I think it's roughly around $5 for the first edition version. About 4 or 5 with shipping for first edition. Limit's roughly around $2s. And that's only for the original print. Once again, you can get the Megatins like $1. You could get the commons, the rare. It's relatively easily available. Unlike this card. Retort is a card I haven't talked about in a long time on this channel. It's one of my favorite cards that, for the most part, have been forgotten, and with good reason. I mean, right now the meta is a little bit more diverse, but as our meta, it's really diverse right now. We love this meta, but let's be realistic. Konami always tightens the meta in to like a couple of decks, and this is one of those cards in a meta that's really tight that actually I think is going to be really good. This card originally came out of Abyss Rising, only released in Abyss Rising. This card says, when your opponent activates a spell/trap card with the same name as the one in your graveyard, negate the activation. And if you do, destroy that card. But that's not it. That's not all. Then you can add one card with that name from your graveyard to your hand. So I feel like this card's insane. I mean, once again, imagine going against your opponent. You go Talent, because they proc you to go Talents. You do the rest of your play, you set retort, your opponent starts their play, they try to go talents, you flip retort, and you add your talents back. That is an insane play. I really do think this card's undervalued. I already have my play set. You guys can do what you want to do with that information. Listen, the card's dirt cheap right now, and it should not be. For a first version of this card, you're looking at a price of roughly around $1.43. $2.50 if you want to buy whatever with and spend $1 on shipping. This is a great card that I think a lot of players have been pretty much overlooked. This card has no other reprintings in the game, and to be honest with you, I do think this card's going to see play in the future of this game, almost no doubt in my mind. It's shocking Konami has not even made a reprint of this card, because this card is definitely one of those cards that in a certain meta can absolutely dominate, and it's something that anyone can play. Alright, up next is the Vanilla Herald. This card has only 2 print things, and it's rising in value. Now we'll go to the 2022 Prismatic Secret Rare. You can see over here rising in value. It's roughly around $14 a copy. If you do want to go for the original print, I mean, they both look nice, to be honest with you. It's really hard to tell which one's better. But if you want the original print, that's roughly around $17 a copy for the original print at Lightning Overdrive. This card is rising in popularity in general just because it's hard to find, number 1. Number 2, maybe there's a new deck coming out. Comment down below if there is, but I haven't seen anything. But this card is good. Drytrons is still a deck out there, and they play 2 of this card. But it's just a good card in general. All right. Pride of Prosperity is definitely something that I think a lot of players are slowly starting to realize they're going to need. A lot of decks are playing Pride of Prosperity. You know it's bad when decks that have no reason to play Pride of Prosperity are throwing it in just because the ability to see 3 to 6 cards is absolutely game changing. And I feel like a lot of players are getting ready to go ahead and grab their prosperities. And if you don't own yours, I don't blame you, because the card's $40. I mean, the Starlight Rare has been tanking in value. It used to be around $5.50 a copy. Right now, it's roughly around $3.65, $3.70. And the reason why that is because it's the scare of the 25th anniversary edition. Starlight, not Starlight Rare, but like kind of Starlight Rare version of Pride of Prosperity. So I understand why anyone holding Starlight is kind of worried right now. I do think Pride of Prosperity is definitely a great card for a lot of players. And obviously, if you're looking to play more competitive YuGiOh, you're gonna need this card, and it's $40. All right. DD Crow is starting to see a lot more play for a lot of players, but the Starlight Rare scare doesn't stop this version. DD Crow original print out of Rise of the Duelist Starlight Rare has been going down. With a $470 market price, the current value of this card right now is $357 because of the fear of what can happen. That said, DD Crow Striker Neos is pretty much stabilizing. It used to see play not too long ago. The price was a little bit higher, and now it's kind of calmed down. But if you want a first version of this card, you're looking at $172 for this card. That's for the Ultimate Rare DD Crow. Obviously, you don't need an Ultimate Rare, but it does look really nice. But if you don't want Ultimate Rare DD Crow, there's tons of other ones. The Speed Duel Secret Rares are like 20s. The Super Rares are like, the Ultra Rares are like $2 to $3. Not that bad at all. The Super Rares are under $1. I think DD Crow's a card you're going to want to at least consider picking up because a lot of players are starting to really use this card against a lot of other players in the game. We're starting to see regional attack profiles come out where players are using this card, so you definitely want to go ahead and grab that. All right. Then we have this card. This is one of the cards that I don't think anyone realistically looked into in a long while. Heavenly Zephyr Miradora. If I butcher that name, who cares? Listen, this card is dirt right now. Besides the fact that the Starlight version has been tanking just by itself, even if there was a 25th anniversary scare for Starlight Rares, I still think this card will do the same thing as far as price movements. It's currently $40 for this Starlight Rare. And then you look at the Secret Rare, and Secret Rare is $1. I mean, it's insane how dirt cheap. 45 cents, $1 with shipping. The shipping costs more than the card. This card says this is the activation and effects of this card cannot be negated. If you want to special summon a monster or monsters with 2,000 or more attack from the extra deck, except they're in the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one face-up monster, one face-up opponent's monster that was special from the extra deck. Neither player can activate that monster's effects while this monster is face-up on the field. Listen, this card's really good. It's a hand trap that pretty much people have forgotten about as a hand trap because when it came out back in Blazing Vortex, everyone was playing combo. Nobody looked at this card. But now that the meta is a lot more slower, people might consider playing this card. So it's definitely a dirt cheap card, dirt cheap Starlight Rare. It also has another printing, I believe it was a common. Ultra Rare, it's like a penny. So it's like dirt cheap in case you want to grab this card. It's a hand trap that everyone forgot that's a hand trap. And it's still a really good card that I think a lot of players might want to consider playing. Before I get to the drawing, guys, make sure to go check out my website, YGOPaisano.com. I have a bunch of amazing field centers over here, guys. Absolutely great. All of them ship with tracking. Ideally, same day, unless it's like super late, but the next day, it'll ship with tracking. Guys, definitely check these out while I have these. These things are absolutely gorgeous. I might bring this to the YCS. I can't sell them inside of YCS, Konami. Okay, I guess I'm inside the YCS, but maybe I'll hang out outside the YCS and you guys, say, hey V, just bring the field centers. Maybe we'll work something out, guys. But yeah, no, I think that this is something definitely really cool. There's something really unique. A lot of people tried copying field centers like these. The guy I go to get these, I mean, he's really just been working overtime. I'm making all these gorgeous field centers. I know people will say, V, can you get some new ones? It's hard to get new ones because shipping takes forever. He's also working on these himself, so it's a lot, but these are really gorgeous. And if you guys want to check these out, get them where you can because the restock takes a long while. I got a lot of people asking about restock on other field centers, and to be honest with you, it's going to be a while. I'll try to get as many out as possible, though, as well as tokens and, of course, the black editions. All right. So, once again, in order to choose the winner for this gorgeous deck box, look at this. From Spicy Hot Games. Guys, go to the website, check it out down below. If you want to win this, no big deal. All you got to do, well, all you had to do was just comment what deck this will go in. Well, and be from the United States. All right, let's pick a winner. Let's see what we got here. All right. Zachary Perez says, I will put my Battle Sister deck for card fight. the fuck is card fight? The fuck is Flesh and Blood? Why the fuck are you here, Zachary? Who the what? I like to play my Red Dragon Archfiend net deck box. Michael, you're like 4 people on this planet that play that deck. But you won. Look at that! You picked a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Great job, Michael. Glad you won. Go ahead and hit me up. You can reach me on Instagram. You can reach me on Discord. You chose a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, Michael. God bless you. Listen, guys, if you guys want to win more of these, to keep watching the channel, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. It's your boy V, and you guys also have a great day.